Hello fellow foodies, thank you so much for joining me in my video today. I'm making a really traditional spaghetti bolognese. This is a real family favourite and my recipe involves onion, carrot, celery, garlic, half pork and half beef mince, tomato puree, some chopped tomatoes, a bit of red wine and my secret ingredient, a bit of tomato ketchup to bring a bit more richness to this dish. From this traditional bolognese sauce you can make a whole host of different dishes. I'm going to be making a lasagna with my lovely bolognese sauce. Okay, so here we go. Let's jump straight in and find out how to make a beautiful spaghetti bolognese. To make this Italian bolognese sauce, I finely diced carrots, onion and celery. This has taken me a while, this has taken a good bit of preparation here. And it's all about just cutting it up finely, trying to get it as thin, as minced as you can, as finely diced as you can. Next step is putting a really good glug of olive oil. Don't be afraid to use olive oil, particularly when you're starting off the sauce. You want a really good bit of oil in there. Now I've added my carrot, my celery, my onion to the pan. Keeping this on the move. I've got this on a medium-high heat and what I'm trying to do is just cook it, keep moving it, get the vegetables quite translucent. I don't want any colour, I want to bring out the natural sweetness in the vegetables, and doing that, keeping it on the move, is going to do that. The steam's starting to come off and it's now starting to get a bit of colour. Don't be afraid if you get a bit of colour on the bottom of your pan, that's absolutely fine. We can deglaze it later, so that's totally cool. Now I've got about 250 gram of pork mince, 250 gram of beef mince. I got this from my butcher, just really good quality free range meat. Adding that in, we're giving it a really good stir. Now I've whacked the heat up, I've got it on full whack. I'm moving this around. Now what we don't want to do is we don't want to burn the meat, but we need to keep this on the move. The vegetables have been nicely cooking and now we want to get a bit of colour. Next stage is to add some tomato puree. I'm going to put this tomato puree in. We're going to cook this off for a couple of minutes just so it loses that tartness which sometimes it has. Keep moving it around. It's looking really nice already. We're going to add a really good glug, probably about a glass or so of red wine. This is actually a Portuguese wine, nice and fruity and punchy. We're going to pour that in, we're going to keep moving it around. Now this is deglazing. You see, we've got all of those little nuggets of flavour on the bottom of the pan. That's great. We want to incorporate that, we want to keep that in our sauce. So red wine in, keep moving it around, and don't be afraid, you can now turn the heat down just a little bit. I'm going to add in 3 cloves of garlic. I'm just going to crush that garlic in and just pop it in. Lovely, now we're going to add in some Italian passata. I'm going to pour that in. And some plum tomatoes. here I've got some Stokes tomato ketchup. I've actually reviewed this sauce brand. Check out the link below for that video. And a beef stock cube for a bit of meatiness and a bit of additional flavour. And I'm going to put in a couple of bay leaves, some rosemary, some thyme, and some dried oregano. I'm going to give this a bit of a mix around. Also half a cup of water. Lid on. I'm going to let this cook for a good period of time, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half, not quite sure. We're going to come back to it, we'll see how it's developing. So this bolognese sauce has been gently reducing down, it's got this lovely texture, this lovely flavour to it now. I've been tasting it throughout. Added a bit more salt and pepper just to give it a bit of a boost, but it's looking pretty good. I've got some spaghetti here. This has been cooking. We'll just test it actually, just see how far away we are. That's cooked. Okay, fine. That's cooked. So I'm going to drain this off. I mean, I say it's cooked. It's quite al dente, which is nice. A good little tip actually is using a bit of olive oil and a bit of salt and pepper. Now, just so it isn't bland, because if you just have like pasta by itself, it's going to be a bit boring. So you need a bit of flavour, and just kind of. I know I've got this bolognese sauce, which is really nicely seasoned and full of flavour, but just doing that to the pasta now is good. So my spaghetti, my bolognese, my lovely parmesan over the top as well, a bit of olive oil. So I'm going to plate up, and it's going to look absolutely delicious. There we have the most amazing spaghetti bolognese. I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video today. Remember, my little twist on this bolognese sauce has been using a Stokes ketchup. I'm going to put a link below so you can check out the video where I've reviewed Stokes sauces. This is such a lovely bolognese recipe. You have your vegetables, you have your meat, you have your tomatoes, you have a bit of red wine. It's really easy to make and quite adaptable. You can make this lovely bolognese, or bolognese mix can actually go further. If you're new to my channel, it would be amazing if you could subscribe. It would be great if you can support me creating more fantastic foodie content. It would be brilliant if you could leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you think of this lovely spaghetti bolognese and whether your personal recipe is similar to mine. Until next time, everybody, happy cooking.